Hello, YouTubing simmers, for those returning and for those newcomers. Hi there, my name is Rebecca, also known as Curious Safe One. And this is part 5 of my testimony of how I got reacquainted with God, using The Sims 4. These are true events that did happen in my life, which I felt the need to share. So, let's get into it. Now, in our last part, I spoke about my ability to see demons, and how, where, and why they come. But I failed to mention what churches talk about, that there is a war, and this war has been going on since the beginning of time. And what is this war about? Simple. Our souls. Our souls are the reason we are walking, talking, breathing bodies. When we die, our soul exits the body, and although our hearts don't stop immediately, there is no life without a soul. Now, scientists have not been able to experiment with this theory, mainly because that would be tampering with life and death. But from my experience, there is a soul. Some may call it energy, or a spirit as in a ghost. But essentially it's all the same. It comes back to the soul. I've spoken about demons. Now, let me tell you about the other non-human entities I've also seen since that of a child. Angels. And let me clarify for you some misconceptions about angels. This will be Angelic Beings 101. Why not? Well, then let's get into it. Not all angels have wings. There are 3 different spheres of angels. The first sphere, which are the highest angels, are the seraphim. These have 6 wings, and they take care of God's throne and are constantly shouting, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory." Then there are the cherubims. They too are known for their wings, by the way the Ark of the Covenant was described. They are known for guarding the tree of life in the Garden of Eden, and also guarding the way to God's throne. In the Bible, Lucifer was called a cherubim. Last on this list is the throne and elders. They aren't mentioned to have wings, but more like they travel or are carried by other winged beings. And these angels are the symbols of God's justice and authority. Then the second sphere is the heavenly governors, which is domains or leaderships. They regulate the duties of lower angels, kind of like a lieutenant or a general in the military, and occasionally come to earth and help out. They are known for having 2 wings, but very rarely make their presence known to humans. Then we have virtues or strongholds. These angels are those through signs and miracles are made into the world. The next is powers and authorities. These are supervisors of heavenly bodies. They are also the ones spoken of in the Bible. Like when God told Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac, and the power and authority angel told him that God canceled that sacrifice and replaced it with another. This was also the same type of angel that took Lot and his family out of Sodom and Gomorrah. They are not known for having wings, but more like soldiers wearing armor and a helmet. And the third sphere is principalities or rulers. They are more with their watchful eyes on groups of people, like the church, the people, not the building. Then archangels, which do have wings, and that which means the chief angel, meaning to be first in ranks of power. Last but not least, it's the angels, just plain old regular angels, and are the lowest in order of angels, but the most recognized. They are most concerned with the affairs of living things. And within this category, there are many types. Remember, angels are sent as messengers to humanity. Now, these 2 I have been able to see with my physical eyes, since that of a child. But that brings me back to what I said in my last video, when my father died. I can't say that I didn't believe in God, because you can't be mad at someone who doesn't exist. And I knew better. I saw what I saw, I experienced what I experienced, and the memory that was left was undeniably real. Especially when I woke up from that coma, and repeated every conversation said about me, every prayer prayed upon me, and all of it happened where my physical body was nowhere near. Now, I emphasize on the fact that I say my physical body was nowhere near because my body was laying in a hospital bed in a coma. But all of these conversations that were said about me happened elsewhere in the hospital, such as the cafeteria, in the back of the nursing station, where nobody should hear unless you have a cup to the door, by the elevator, where of course are never by any admitting hospital rooms. Most hospitals have a little church inside the hospital. There I would hear prayers, which just wasn't my mom in there. There was a bunch of hospital staff that went in there to pray for me too. Some, like I said before, didn't believe in God, but still went to pray for me. I thought that was a little ironic. But the reality of the situation is that they believed just enough to pray for me. In Matthew chapter 17, verse 20, it says, "He replied, 'Because you have so little faith, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you.'" So according to that verse in the Bible, it means all you need is this little bit of faith that Jesus is the Son of God, and you too can command mountains to move, and they will move. And a mustard seed is half of an apple seed. Like I described before, if you cut that apple seed in 4 pieces, and maybe even smaller than that. So I know that was a big step for those who didn't believe to begin with. Ever since I could remember, I always considered myself a person that serves. Not a slave serve, but a servant of God. I didn't like to play with the things of God, and those who did, it made me mad. Because I felt that not only were they disrespecting me, but they were disrespecting God. And that was not something I was going to tolerate. Stay tuned for the next part of my testimony and witness of God's love and mercy.